What I'm about to say might go against everything that you've ever heard about low libido because most of the advice out there is either surface level or based on lies we've been fed since we were teenagers. So today I want to tell you the 5 most counterintuitive things that I've learned from working with over 1,500 women who stopped wanting sex, especially in relationships that are otherwise loving and safe and good on paper. So my name's Hannah, also known as the Libido Fairy, and over the past 5 years working with these women who have low libido, there are some things that absolutely shock the women that I work with every single time I tell them. So let's dive in to the 5 most surprising counterintuitive truths that I teach every low libido woman. So truth number 1. You do not need to feel turned on before saying yes to sex. And I know this one sounds wild, but if you're someone with responsive desire, which is super common, 85% of women, turn on doesn't come first. You won't feel that mental, yes, I want sex until your body starts receiving the physical or emotional stimulation. So if you're waiting to want it before saying yes, you might just be waiting forever. So what to do instead is try staying open instead of trying to decide yes or no too early. So say to your partner, let's just cuddle for a bit, or I'm not sure, but let's see how I feel once we connect. That small shift removes the pressure and makes it way more likely that you're going to enjoy yourself. Truth number 2 is that sex gets worse when you try harder to be good at it. So the trap is that women who are high achieving or good at all the other areas in life often bring that same energy to the bedroom. They perform, they overthink, and sex becomes another place to win or fail. And the result is shutdown, avoidance, or feeling like you're failing. When you keep feeling like you're failing, why would you want to show up to something? So what I teach instead is stop trying to be good at sex and start getting curious instead. Try something messy, let yourself experiment and be curious and make weird sounds and ask for something in the middle of sex. If your hair gets messed up or your stomach growls during foreplay, okay, great, good. That means you're human and you're present. Pleasure is not perfect, and the best sex is awkward, real, and you in the space. Truth number 3, you might have stopped wanting sex because it was never for you in the first place. So a story that I've seen hundreds of times. A woman gets into the healthiest relationship she's ever been in. Her partner is emotionally safe, kind, wants to connect, but she feels guilty, pressured, and confused about why she doesn't want sex anymore. And when we dig into her past, what we find there is that for most of her life, sex was a tool for validation, for attention, or security. She didn't learn what turned her on. She just followed her partner's lead. She never even considered the idea that sex could be for her. So now she's not having to earn love with sex. The habit breaks down and she's left with no desire. So what I teach instead is you have to relearn sex from the inside out. So start with you, your body, your pleasure, your pace. Touch yourself without the goal, lean into pleasurable sensations, and learn what you actually like, not what you think that you're supposed to like. And if you're not sure exactly how to start exploring that, I actually have a free quiz that's linked in the description box below that will tell you what your turn on type is. It's such a good place to start. Okay, so truth number 4 is your lack of desire is not a hormone issue. It's a satisfaction issue. This one really pisses people off because I think it's genuinely because people just want to take a pill from a doctor instead of doing the real work to actually understand their bodies and understand their turn on. It's laziness. And yes, hormones play a role, but most of the women that I work with have tried the maca powder and the supplements and the hormone panels and the HRT, and nothing actually changes because desire isn't about chemistry. It's about context. The biggest predictor of whether a woman wants sex is whether she's satisfied by the sex that she is having. So what I teach instead is focusing on increasing pleasure, not frequency. Explore more foreplay, try new types of touch, focus on your body, not on your partner or their performance, and redefine what counts as sex so you have more options to choose from. Again, I'm really going to hype up that quiz that's in the description box below because it will give you so many ideas of where you can start having more pleasurable sex. Okay, truth number 5 is avoiding sex to save the relationship usually backfires. So a lot of women subconsciously pull away from sex to avoid awkwardness, to not disappoint their partner, to not feel like a failure. And I get it. It feels safer to just shut down, But the silence and the avoidance, it creates more pressure, more distance, more disconnection. And what I teach instead is stop thinking about sex as a yes or no question. Instead, create a menu of options that you could explore when you are initiated with. So have conversations that sound like, I'm not up for penetration, but I would love to kiss. I would love to connect and play and explore, but I don't want this or I don't want that. When you have more flexible options for what you could explore in sex, it becomes way easier to say yes because it's not all or nothing. If these truths are making your brain like short circuit a little bit, is a good thing. It means that you're starting to question the stories that have been running your sex life for years. So let's recap. The most counterintuitive things that I teach women with low libido are: you don't need to feel desire first to enjoy sex. Trying to be good at sex is killing your turn on. You stopped wanting sex because it was not about you. Until now, hopefully. Your libido isn't hormonal. It's about satisfaction. Avoidance will not help your sex life. Honest communication will. And if you're wondering how to take these concepts deeper, I created an entire program, the 90-Day Intimacy Accelerator, that will walk you through this work step by step. But for now, if you want to just keep learning, go watch this next video about how to have more satisfying sex for women. It's got so many more tips on how to actually implement enjoying sex again. So thanks for being here, and I will see you in the next one.